This, imagine this is your only option. What is this? For those of you who are too young or too privileged, and by privileged I mean maybe a 30-year-old man that don't pay any bills because he still lives at his mum's house, or maybe a kept woman who don't contribute to any bills. For those of you that don't know what this is an electric key. Now, I've got 6 properties, I've got 3 houses and 3 flats. And my first ever property that I bought, which is next door, that's the only property out of my 6 that is on an electric key and a gas meter. So I have to top up. Now, the reason why I'm on an electric key meter, and you know what, I ain't even going to spoil it. I'm just going to say that basically I had a dispute with the electric company, and I said I ain't fucking paying some mad crazy bill they try to slap me with, and they said, okay, cool, you're not going to pay the bill? All right, this is what we're going to do. Yeah. So if you want to hear why I got put onto an electric key meter in the first place with the other property when I was living there, comment down below and I'll respond to it. But anyway, this electric key meter stopped working yesterday. So I went to the shop and tried to top up £100. Now, you can't just put £100 on it. It's a maximum of £50. So if you want to put £100 on it, you have to top up twice, yeah? 250s is 100. So she put the key in the machine and it didn't work in one of the machines. She tried another one and it worked. And then she tried it again and it just wouldn't accept the money. So I only got one £50 top up. But guess what? I knew something was wrong with the key in the first place. Put the key in the meter after I topped up. It's not registering the money. So I'm like, damn. Anyway, phoned up the company today and they said, right, go and get a new key and we'll put the £50 top up on it because obviously you've produced a receipt to show that you actually paid. Because obviously there's some people that will make up a lie and pretend. So anyway, I was thinking to myself, imagine being reduced, and imagine like that is your only option to be on an electric key. Like, you have to understand what that means, you know. When you're on an electric key, what that means is, for one, more than likely, you don't know how to manage your finances and manage your bills and that. But for two, it basically means, and it's basically like you saying, if I don't have the money, then I ain't going to have no electric. Because really and truly, it shouldn't matter what situation you're in. You should have money for electric. You should not be sitting in the dark. And trust me, you don't know, man, work up in this Northampton area. Man's met the brokest of the broke. I've been to people's yards before and there's no electric. Not it ran out. No, see, that's what they tried to say to me so they don't feel embarrassed. They tried to say, oh yeah, the electric ran out. I'm getting some electric in a couple of hours. But that can't be true because the fridge door, the only fridge in the yard, the fridge door was slightly open and I looked inside because it's my job to check that the fridge is back on when I leave, although there was no power when I got to the property. The fridge door was open slightly, so I looked inside and there was nothing in there. You see, when it comes to electricity in your house, the most important appliance that needs electricity to it 24/7 is the fridge freezer. Everything else, you know, mobile phones that need to be charged, PlayStations that you shouldn't be fucking playing because you should be grinding and making something of yourself, TV, you don't need electricity for that. Worst case. Like, if there's one appliance, if you had electricity and you had one socket and you can only plug one appliance in, it'll have to be your fridge freezer and that. You know what I mean, certain people will be like the internet, yeah? But this individual had no electric and they had no money for electric. So they're literally just sitting in the dark. And these times it was around Christmas and it started to get dark at like 5. Well, you know, it's like, you know, even right now it gets dark at 5 o'clock. And what, it's the 5th of November. Yeah, bonfire night. If you don't hear fireworks in the background, sorry about that. But so you can imagine being that broke and poor that, you know, this is your only option. And certain people, they don't even have money for electric. You lot have seen that video that I made a very long time ago where I was going to a man's yard and I said to him, yeah, you know, I'm coming to do an electrical test. And he said, well, by the time you get there might not be any electric. I said to him, all right, then cool. Like if it runs out, then, you know, I can just put it on emergency mode. And he said, it's already in emergency mode. I said, all right, well, cool. If it runs out and then if it runs out and you can't top up, then I can still continue the test. I'll just put omissions and limitations and that. I said, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. He said, it matters to me. It matters to me. Of course it matters. I ain't got no money until Friday. These times it was like Wednesday, for example. I'm thinking, yo, but this is the same guy that's got like, there was like 7 kids in the yard. How the hell you got 7 kids in the yard and you can't afford electric? What the fuck are you spending your money on? So if you're in a position where, and obviously whoever decides to leave a comment, I'll follow up as to why I'm on this electric, key me up. If you're in that position, you need to rethink your life, man. Get the fuck off of YouTube and TikTok and stop gossiping on the phone with your friends and do some Ras Clark overtime, do some work on the weekends. You see, when you're broke and you're poor and you have no money, you should have no time for anything. If you have a lot of free time on your hand, it's because you're winning in life. It's because you got money. You've got an abundance of money to some degree. If you ain't got no money, you shouldn't have no free time. Do you know why? Because you should be investing that free time into working. Right now, what is it, Wednesday today? There's going to be some broken poor person planning to go to some barbecue. Or there's me thinking it's still summer. There's some broken, some poor person planning to go to some, gathering on Saturday. Why? When you're broke, when you're poor, you should be investing your spare time into making some money to get you out of that situation. That's the thing. Me, I'm further ahead than 99.9% of people I'll walk past in the street or ever meet. And I worry that I'm not working hard enough. Imagine that. A man that's sitting on 6 properties, 33 years old, I'm further ahead than 99.9% of people that I will ever walk past or meet. And I worry that I'm not working hard enough. I remember I had a Saturday, a weekend, where I didn't do no work. That was one of the worst weekends ever. You know why? Because I wasn't productive. I'm all about being productive. So, but the problem is, a lot of people got their priorities incorrect. They ain't got their priorities straight. I know a girl. This girl is broke. This girl is poor. This girl lives in a basement flat with no natural light coming in. And she's recently had a daughter. And she thinks that a good use of her time is to post videos about what's going on between Israel and Palestine. You don't have the fucking time. This person is 38 or 39 years old or something like that. And you're posting videos about Palestine and Israel when you're almost pretty much living in an underground bunker yourself. Imagine that. You're broke, you're poor, you're living in a council basement flat with limited natural light coming in, with a daughter in a cramped 1-bed flat, and you think a good use of your time is to post videos about Israel and Palestine. Are you fucking crazy? Like, I'm in a good position. I can waste my time doing that stuff, and I don't even do that stuff. Imagine that. Like, I get onto the man them about playing video games. You man are broke, you man are poor, you man are still living at your mum's house, but you think a good use of your time is to play video games. And then you got a man that is working harder than everybody else, or most people, in a way better financial situation and refuses to play video games. Unbelievable. Anyway, man, that's it for today, man. Tell you what, it's ton, man.